At this time, we'll call our meeting to order. Please stand for the invocation. Christine.
A prayer? Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight and ask you to watch over every one of us that are here. And we pray that you help us make good decisions to benefit our city and to help us this town. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to welcome everyone to our meeting of March 19th. Our attorney called today and she's sick, so she's not going to be here. Mr. Gary's not feeling well, so he's not going to be here with us either. Can we get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make the motion to approve.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. At this time, before we do our city reports, we're going to skip down to public participation. Ms. Renee Roundtree.
Okay. Can I just stand up here? I'm really loud, so you should be good.
You're good.
I know, right? It's really strange for a librarian to be this loud. So I just wanted to bring it before the city council and see if you would be considered to turn over the facility, the Vernon Library facility, over to the county. I approached the county last Wednesday about it. I know that, maintenance has been a constant issue that we've had with that building. And there are monies involved at a state level that you would not be able to qualify for, that the county can, that could be used to refurbish as needed.
Me and Ms. Roundtree spoke earlier that if in the deed, we do not mind at all putting the deed that if the county ever discontinues using the building for a library purpose to benefit the constituents of Washington County or the citizens of Vernon, it revert back to the city of Vernon. We just want to get the building back into good stands and good shape. And trust me, I've been in those seats that you're sitting in, and I know what the budget looks like that you're facing. And fortunately enough, we have a librarian that's got the fortitude to go out to the state and get the level and get the grants that can benefit that building, that facility.
Is this something that we want to discuss at a workshop, or do we want to add it to the agenda for tonight?
I have no problem with it, but I can't speak for Gary.
That's just up to y'all. We just wanted to bring it to you.
We want to do it.
Let's
we did
put it on the agenda to discuss. I think it's an awesome idea.
We want to do
I
it.
think it would solve a lot of problems for both you and
I do too.
us at the same time.
And we did talk about it before. We have,
Yeah, we have.
I think since we actually only have 3 council members here, we have 2 that's out and our attorney's out, if we can just discuss it at the workshop and
That's no problem.
then
Okay,
we'll get
okay.
back to you and we'll work on getting it on the agenda. I think it's an awesome idea.
all right, we want to do it.
I appreciate it, Trey.
That's the next little thing here before I get out of here and go on. I met with Tracy and your attorney and our attorney about the services that y'all have asked about the county, the code enforcement, the planning, zoning, animal control, and all that. We're going to sit down and workshop, and what we're going to do is we're going to figure out the cost per population. That'd be the easiest way to do it, the fairest way we thought to do it, and bring it back to y'all. And it'll be just one of the things where it'll be all or none, just because it's so hard. It'll be so hard to keep up. If you wanted code enforcement,
Right,
and Walsall didn't want it, we're going to offer to everybody as one blanket
as a package.
And I think it just make it, and all we'd ask you is your codes and the county's codes and your dog ordinances be the same exact as the county, just so our code enforcement officer ain't trying to
Interpret 2 different,
learn
yes.
12 different codes
Yes.
out of the county. So it'd be just simple as just changing your ordinances to mirror the counties, but we'll bring that back to y'all probably in April, maybe 1st of May, just depending on how long it takes to get the stuff together. But we're gonna discuss it in our April workshop. We'd love to have anybody from the city that's willing, that wants to come interject into the discussion on it to make it the best for the entire county.
Thank you.
You said that'd be in April?
April's workshop.
Let's go May workshop. It'll be May workshop because
April's workshop being pushed back.
So it'll be May workshop.
May's workshop, I apologize for that.
You're gonna have to sit in front.
You said May?
That's May workshop, our
And you're
April
like,
workshop.
we had to have a special meeting for some other stuff.
Okay, so it'll be the May.
May workshop. May workshop.
My big old head.
Our next item is the mayor's report. We're going to, Tracy has put the information in our packets about the ethics training, and it's required that we take this training every year. And so everybody needs to really get the date that they want to attend. There's what, 6 dates? There's a bunch of dates. And that we can get in on, and so we need to get the dates to her so we can do that, because it is required. See, do we have any more public participation that's on there? Okay. We're going to talk to Carmen and Sherry Mills, representing the CDG for the FEMA delays.
Okay, well, we're here today this is all the paperwork we have. A lot of it is not originals. These are copies. So we've got, the originals that we have are bid documents and things for your own record, but the rest are copies of everything we have. It's a copy of everything. These are the reports, the progress reports, the weekly ones since the beginning. And so where we're at now is we sent you the Florida PA login information. We weren't able to access it today to log in. Don't know if the system was down or anything like that. But what we've been doing is checking in on it weekly. We send the weekly update. We've had a problem trying to get contact with the grants manager, Ms. Albert-Ann Hicks. It's transferred 6 or 7 different grants managers throughout the process. And we were talking with her a lot at the beginning of her term, and now we haven't had any answer from her. So today we were logging in to try to get someone from FEMA to talk to instead of the state. It could just go easier with that. But do you want to talk about how the...
Well, what we were going to do is, today, I tried multiple times, we were going to just reach out straight to, instead of going to the grants manager, we were going to go to a direct FEMA representative. Mm-hmm. Because currently where the status is that on the wastewater treatment plant and the gym and community center, we are still pending FEMA approving the time extensions that we requested when they finally obligated the funds. Mm-hmm. Because at the time that they obligated the funds last May, there was not enough time to complete the project within the original allotted time they gave us. So currently, we are still waiting on their determination on the gym, the wastewater treatment plant. It's moved to the final stage of that, but until you guys have an official document stating, okay, yes, you're approved, you're good to go, we can't risk starting those projects because we can't guarantee FEMA will reimburse you. Mm-hmm. And so until we get to that point, that FEMA will tell us, yes, your extension's good, and at that point, the projects can go. But until we have that official answer from FEMA or even from the state,
it's at risk.
CDG, I mean, you guys can approve for us to go ahead and start that work, but until, yeah, exactly. You're not guaranteed to get that reimbursement. And that's where most of that is. The funds are there. As soon as we have that, then you guys can request an advance on all the funds, because we did not do that on the first 3 projects, because the first 3 projects were actually a lot lower than the total of the wastewater treatment plant and the gym and community center. So this time, there won't be that lag in being able to immediately pay the contractors once you get the advance, because you can use those funds to do that. Okay. And then you can just submit all the backup paperwork. Right. But in order for us to get those funds, we really need to make sure that the extensions have been approved, and then we can move forward with that, and there shouldn't be any difficulties with that at that point, other than just, submitting all the new paperwork through the system.
So our game plan this week is, again, to continue to try to find who the FEMA contact is. We're going to try Florida PA again tomorrow to find, since we can't get with the grants manager through the state of Florida, we're going to try to contact FEMA directly and just see, maybe you guys got a new grants manager, some, maybe some shift happened, so we're gonna reach out to FEMA, because it's been since August that we requested the extension, so one's at 135 days, or 130
Well,
days.
we originally submitted it in August, and then she asked us to come back and submit it instead of the 6-month window that we originally requested. In October, she asked that we go ahead and submit something for a full year because of how, the length of time
Right.
it takes FEMA to approve that. And I think we had submitted paperwork for you to sign several times. So that's pretty much the status of it. The other projects, the roads and bridges and everything, all the work's been completed. We're just waiting on them to give the final closeout. Inspections are all done, everything's good. We're just waiting on them to physically click the button that says they're done.
Done and closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we will continue trying to reach out to FEMA to get a direct contact so that we can keep them moving, because,
Okay.
yeah. And then, Bobby, did you want to give your update?
I may have questions for you.
Yeah, any questions? We're happy to help with.
Does the council have any questions?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're just remember all those.
Yeah, the bottom, the envelopes are.
We have backup copies, but everything else that's original, you guys have that, you sent us copies. So just in case if you're missing something, let me know, I have a copy. Correct. Just not original. Okay.
While we're here, I'll go ahead and give an update on Cook Circle. As you recall, last time I was here, we talked about Cook Circle a little bit. And there were some questions about a culvert at first. Gary and all had mentioned that we had to insist on putting it in. They were talking about the wrong culvert. They were talking about the culvert on Dawkins. The culvert that some questions went on Cook Circle. A couple of weeks ago, we had the sewer line video in that area that we said we were going to do. There's two little small problems there. There's one that actually goes up under the culvert. There's a low spot in it. There's also a low spot right when it leaves the manhole, the new manhole. There's a water line, there's a ductile iron line there. When it went over it, it kind of concaved just a little bit. And then up under the existing culvert, there's a low spot on each end of it where it goes up under and sags a little. To replace that line to get all the way back, we'd actually have to go under the culvert to that manhole that's on the west side of the culvert, the one we hadn't done anything with. But to do that, the culvert would actually have to come up a foot and a half. If we raise those culverts, there's going to be complaints later on that we created flooding here, and also we definitely wouldn't want to recommend doing that. One of the thoughts that we were doing, and I'm trying to get a cost estimate on it, is to put in a little small grinder station right there off the side of the road, and then we just pump around it. I talked to the SRF people that we've got the funds to do that with. They've already approved it, saying, yeah, if that's what y'all want to do, there won't be a problem with it. Don't have a cost from the contractor yet. We tentatively talked about it in the field when we were looking at the video. He said it'd be around $20,000 to $25,000. So we got SRF funds. We got about $62,000 remaining.
And you think that would take, that a grinder station would solve that?
Yeah, it solved that problem immensely. You can just put it off over to the side, off the road, put in a single phase, 2 horsepower. Power bill would be hardly anything on that. It probably won't run you over $30 a month. And put 2 pumps in just like a normal station. Be built like a normal station, but it just be a small grinder. And then that'll eliminate that. For future, y'all probably had problems with that going on, but you just didn't know about it because the head would build up that little bit and push it up under there. But that would solve all that problem there. As soon as I get a price, I'll shoot Tracy email and let you know and all. But I was hoping I'd have a price by tonight because I asked him last week about it. And and of course it's weed contracting the guy that's down here currently. I guess I started on the sewer project yet, but it's like they're about ready to. So he could get it done reasonably fast and we could go ahead and close out that grant.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
We're gonna see, man.
a long ride.
You know how to get hold of us.
Thank you.
Is there any more public participation? Clerk's report?
I will be out of the office tomorrow, doing some training in Panama. That's it, that's all I have.
Fire chief's report?
I was contacted just before I got here from the fire coordinator on our Cascade unit. A few months back, the Chiefs Association had voted to take care of the Cascade unit, the maintenance and all on it. Well, they have went back to the table with it and re-voted, and now they're saying they will do half of it. It's going to cost about $1,400 to get it fixed, and they're saying they will cover half of it, and then they will pay half of the yearly cost, which will be about $500 a year. I explained to them at this point, we don't have it in budget to do anything.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, that's all we got going at the moment. Had some down trees, things like that, nothing major.
Nothing major is always good.
It sure is.
Rec report?
Ball started, obviously. We had 138 kids total registered this year.
That's awesome.
So we're up, I think it's about close to 50 people from last year. So that's really good. I went ahead and got some more of these quotes on the scoreboards that y'all asked. I'll go ahead and hand them out to y'all. This company right here is pretty much the best price that I can find. I got 4 different quotes there from them. Quote number 2, which is on the second page, is probably the one that we'd have to go with, because that's the exact same size that is out there currently.
Quote number 2?
3 by 9, yeah. That's 3 by 9 scoreboard. That's what we got out there currently. These, if you look at it, basically what it boils down to is about $3,500 a scoreboard, compared to what I've been finding around the 5,000 range. I got more quotes and stuff like that. We can look at it if we ever come across this. We got scheduled a meeting tomorrow night for the leagues, all of our schedules. So hopefully I'll be able to have all the schedules out for games and everything. If you guys got any questions on that scoreboard, I should ask that first. Just something for y'all to look at.
Brett, do these scoreboards conform to the requirements for tournament play? So in other words, you could try to recruit tournaments to come in, and these scoreboards would satisfy their requirements?
Yes, absolutely. There's a couple like different little options in there. Basically, the standard scoreboard, which is what's out there now, it'll start. It's good enough. You can hold any type of tournament with them. They've gone to these newer scoreboards now that have pitch counts on and stuff like that. It's not a requirement at all to have that kind of information on a scoreboard. It's always kept on the home scorebook in the dugout and stuff like that. That's the actual official, is the home scorebook.
Is the official.
It's official. So even though that it's up there on the board, it's not necessary.
And what about advertising space? Does this include space?
Right now, these right here do not have no advertising there availability. I've been throwing around some ideas of doing some probably a lot cheaper is underneath the scoreboard being able to build something out of some metal and stuff like that to be able to put up some signs. I've already talked to Chris the gardeners about it. Some 3x3 signs that we can put 2 of them underneath the scoreboard for sponsorship and stuff per field, which I think would work out a lot better than having an extension on the scoreboard, plus them charging more for it and everything like that. We think we can accomplish it by putting it right underneath the scoreboard. You know,
Thank you.
no problem. I don't know if you got anything to add to me? Huh? Opening day is gonna be, April 7th.
14th.
What?
Is it 7th? So, okay, I'm sorry.
April 7th?
April
You
7th,
sure?
yes, I'm positive. April 7th, and then I got pictures on, April 9th.
That's that Monday.
Yes, I follow Monday, yeah. Season starts that day too. I have
The
one, the night. I have one home game that night. That's when the official season starts. It's April 9th. So we get their pictures taken care of quite
Get the
early.
pictures.
Yeah, that team will get done first, obviously. And then we can just, everybody else will come on behind that. Shot and Focus out of Crestview is doing our photos. They're coming out the 7th, doing action shots on the field. For all the kids, we'll be out there on the field taking live photos and everything like that for the kids. And they'll have a booth set up, you know, and you can go there and buy individual photos from them. Pretty cool setup that they got. Real cool. I personally like action photos than a regular team photo or a kid just standing there with a bat.
Yeah, those are pretty cool though.
I like it, you know, they're sitting down there, you know, they're actually receiving a real ball or something like that at the plate, or somebody pitching in the mound or something like that, fielding the ball. You know, they take some tremendous photos. So they're coming in on the 7th, and then they'll also be here on the 9th coming back from Crestview to do the photos now. We're gonna reach outside the box this year and play some different teams instead of the local teams here. I got basically on opening day, I got Southport coming to play us. So yeah, we got Southport coming.
They're coming here.
They're coming here. Yeah. At least for 4 of my 7 teams, they're coming for that. We're gonna have a vendor booth set up. If anybody knows any vendors that want to participate, just contact me. We're gonna have, you know, hopefully get several put up and everything like that. We haven't quite yet decided if we're gonna charge a fee. Yeah, we talked about it at our last meeting, thought about it's a straight $100. I don't think that's too bad. I mean, do you guys have any input on a vendor fee or anything like that? If somebody comes in?
I don't know whether they will be or not.
Well, I mean, you know, for input, you know, anything, you know, will help out the program. So,
some vendors may not have a problem with that because they would pay $25 just to come set up and sell arts and crafts.
is that how much y'all charge for 25?
But that was just for people to sell arts and crafts.
Yeah.
So,
What are you talking about selling? You're not talking about selling food, are you?
No, just say.
Unless you had snow cones or something like that. Not food, not you selling food?
Okay, so, yes, we are selling food. I had, Brian Revere asked me if they could come and do a fish fry on opening day. We talked about it. I'm gonna counter with it and see if we can't set up a booth at their homecoming game for football this year on the visitor sideline. Counter with it. They make some money at our, you know, event.
Sure.
We come to a homecoming football game, and there's nothing on the visitor sideline at the football games. They always have to come across.
Yeah.
You know, they either go to the band booster or they go to the, whatever you want to call it, football booster, the food booster, wherever they are. So that's the only food one that we would consider letting in. Other than that, no. It's gonna be. I had a lady already come to me. They want to sell Yeti cups that she puts sparkles and stuff on there. She wants to sell them. I'm like, well, come to me with a proposal and what you got, and then we look at it. So stuff like that. Had a lady contact Timmy. They want to bring mules or ponies and stuff like that and set up on the backside behind the baseball field. So vendors like that. Opening day, we talked about also, and I know a couple years ago, they talked about doing a gate fee, and then they waived the gate fee, no gate fee. We're gonna probably set up a booth for donations, instead of requiring it. Much as we can get, much as we can get. Any type of donation, like dollar donation, everybody comes and walks in the gate, that's good for the kids. It'll help out for the kids. Anything else to I just gotta make sure there's so much going on right now, I just wanna make sure y'all are, aware of where we at and so.
Y'all are doing really good, and everybody seems really excited. I mean, everybody that I talk to is really excited about recognition.
Hopefully it should all be a very good success, hopefully, from what, we've had in the past, so. That's all I care about, kids having fun, getting out there and playing ball.
That's right.
You got anything, Bob?
The only thing I could ask is requesting anybody reach out to public officials to invite them to opening day or an official invitation.
Could we do, maybe Miss Christina could get with you and do like an official, like on letterhead, do an invite, for anyone that wanted to come out of the public officials, and Mr. Gordon can probably get it somewhere for us too.
Tim, can you send us that information about your ceremonies, the opening day and the first game and all that, and whatever scheduling you've already got in place?
Okay.
We'll get that on the website.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Thank you. Our public works report, I don't think we have one of those. Our public works is down to a skeleton crew from what I hear, so we're gonna need to be really patient with what we got left. We have no old business, so at this time, we're gonna go into our public hearing. At this time, I'm gonna open the public hearing. I now open the public hearing for the first reading of the City Council of the City of Vernon on the matter of Resolution 2018-152, a resolution of the City of Vernon, Washington County, Florida, approving the physical sustainability analysis and assessment management plan and providing for an effective date. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak as to this resolution? Hearing none, I will now close the public hearing on the matter of Resolution 2018-152. That's why Gary didn't come. He didn't want to read all Okay. Item number 2 is motion to approve adjustment of $74.95 to customer account number 43.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll say.
Discussion? All in favor? Number 3, motion to approve adjustment of $394.76 to customer account 375.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, motion to approve adjustment of $46.73 to customer account number 746.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 5. Did I just do number 5? Okay. Motion to approve adjustment of $36.18 to customer account 219.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll say.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 6 is motion to approve wastewater treatment plant operator's proposal.
I make a motion to approve with discussion.
We have a motion to approve with discussion. Do we have a second for discussion?
Second.
Discussion?
I make a motion that we table that to discuss it in the workshop.
Is there anything you want to add? And do they have a copy of this? Okay, so we need a motion to table the operator's proposal.
I make a motion that we table the operator's proposal.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? It's tabled. Number 7 is motion to approve Fred Fox as grant manager for that.
Motion approved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. There's one item that has been, well, actually, there's 2 items that's been brought to my attention. I'm gonna ask that we, at the next workshop, go back over our sex offender ordinance. And I believe y'all have copies of the emails and stuff we have. So at our next workshop, let's just go back over that. Let's discuss that out. Then also I have been, have you gotten complaints from City Hall, to City Hall regarding the sound?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, we have.
I have been getting some of those also from the neighbors that are not being able to rest and feel like that their homes are sort of being invaded, so to speak. I know y'all are here, so y'all want to go ahead and talk to us about it?
My name's Clint Brown. I'm the site foreman and the company manager for SC Dirtworks. I'm also a representative for SC Sounds. The SC Sounds, we knew that we had the problem up there on the square. We're in the middle of town. We proceeded to try to move outside of town. This Saturday, I know it may have got a little out of hand due to the fact it was our grand opening. But we've also already invested almost $80,000 in tire equipment that's going to do a tire shop there also. The equipment that's there, I'm sorry, yes, it's loud for 20, 30 minutes. We can keep it to a minimum, but I mean, we do have to test the equipment that we put in the vehicles. We understand we're not trying to be, we don't want to be overbearing to the community. That's our biggest thing. I mean, because we've actually done toy drives at the high school, we done Toys for Tots around Christmas, donated to the county. 2 years ago, we done a car show at the high school. All the money that was raised for it went to the recreational bar. I mean, we're not trying to be a nuisance. I mean, I understand, yes, it's loud. I'm sorry. But I mean, in reference to it, as far as the DBA meter goes, that I was reading through the statutes today, because this is all, I mean, I know it offends some people, I'm sorry. But reading through the statutes, according to the statutes, your lawnmower's too loud. Our loudest car on the DB meter, which is a competition vehicle, it's not insured. I mean, it's insured, but it's not licensed. It's not on the road.
Right.
It is strictly a competition vehicle that we take around the state. We have numerous amount of trophies from several different cars that we have. The thing about it is it's only 150. Your standard lawnmower is a 136. Your skill saw is a 96 dB. We're not sitting out there playing them for 8-9 hours and just, I mean, trying to be a nuisance. We're not doing that.
What time do you usually start and what time do you end?
The time since we moved to the new building, at the tire shop will actually.
I'm not talking about tire shop, I'm talking about
the music and stuff.
And the noise.
It will not start up until 10 o'clock. I mean, I understand. 10 o'clock though, kids are usually at school. Most people are at work.
Okay, and what time do you close?
6 o'clock, everything's shut down. And it's Monday through Saturday. We don't do anything on Sunday. I go to church on Sunday.
Y'all were not open this past Sunday?
This past Sunday, we had one guy that was doing an install. That was it. It will never happen again.
Okay. Sunday is when I got several clients.
Sunday, I had one guy go up there on his own We didn't even know he went up there until Sunday night. They called us and said, your employee's up there at Sound Shop. They'll say it wasn't real nice for him. That will never happen again. With SE Dirt Works, the number on my hat, and I have cards in the truck, it's 326-8400. That puts you direct in contact with Edwin Lilly, which owns both companies. We are not here to make a nuisance. I understand what we do does immediately make a nuisance. But we're trying to actually bring in a tire shop, and that'll start at 8 o'clock, it shuts off at 6. We're trying to do, and we're trying to give back to the community by doing different car shows. It's like I would love to talk to him about doing another car show for a benefit. It's $10 a car, and all that money would go to the recreation department. We want to help the community. We understand we had a problem up here. We're in the middle of town. That was a massive nuisance.
To me, really, it was better in town, really, than where you know. And I couldn't hear it there or where you're at now. But you're in residential.
Yes, and I understand that. And we're out of options. We're trying to get as far out of town as we can. There's just nowhere else to go. If we want to stay in this area and try to be part of this community, we have no other options. It's either that or we leave Vernon and try to go somewhere else.
When you say that it goes from 10 to 6 and you say that it takes like 30 minutes to test.
Yeah,
does that mean though, like if you've got if you're working on 5, then it's going to be 30 minutes per all 5 of them?
We only have 4 employees. I have one guy that does installs, so there's only one at a time that's able to go.
So you're not going to hear that noise from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m.?
No, it will not be solid. It'll be it normally takes him about 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, depending on the size of the build, as far as what type of speakers he's putting in there, all that. And then once it's in the car playing, it takes about 20 minutes that we have to turn it up loud to adjust everything out so that it's clear in the car. And that's it.
And your customers that come up with their radios going along with yours? And last week it was 7:30 that morning that it shook my house.
I'm very sorry about that. And
I want to work with y'all too.
The one, I know the gentleman you're speaking of, it's that little silver truck.
Yes, sir, it was.
He's also the one that was there on Sunday. Will not happen again. There will not be a radio turned on in that parking lot. I can't help outside customer pull up. 90% of them, when they pull up, they shut their car off anyway. It'll be loud for 2-3 seconds if they pull up the parking lot. I can't control what they do with their car.
No, I understand that. I just don't want the doors open on their trucks when they pull up.
Yeah,
and they walk off and leave them, and it's still booming, and then y'all are booming in the back.
Yeah, like I said, this Saturday was a one-time deal. It was our grand opening. We got the car club that came up there. I'm very sorry about that. But that,
I can only tell you, I missed it this weekend.
yeah, Saturday was, I'm very sorry about it. It was our grand opening. We had our car clubs come up there, everybody come up there just to show off the new shop because we obviously have way more room now. But as far as, I can promise you there won't be beaten down until about 10 o'clock. If they pull up there, they shut their cars off. But like we had kind of mini car show, should have given you more advance, I'm sorry. But that was a one-time deal. When we usually have any car events or anything, we try to schedule the high school farther out of town where there's not very many residents when we're having a big car show or something. But we're not here to be a nuisance. We're really.
All I got to say, all of a sudden, you know where you stand there.
Yes. And see, that's the thing. This problem I actually had to hear from a third party.
Yeah.
I knew it could possibly become a problem. It's a sound system. Not everybody likes them. It's not but to other people, it's their life.
As an owner, or part of the business owner,
Yes.
You got to respect the neighbors.
Yes, sir.
And 10 o'clock's fine with me.
Yes.
10 to 6 is fine, but, I'm with Tina, I don't want to blaring the residents all day.
Yes, sir.
But also with 4 employees, whoever's working, just tell them, so listen, somebody pulls up, tell them to turn it off.
Yes, sir.
And respect the neighbors,
Yeah.
or not, if not, you're gonna be out of business, simple as that.
Well, no, we're not. We're not here to disrespect
We're
anybody.
gonna work with y'all.
Yes.
Council work with y'all.
Yes.
But you got to, respect the neighbors.
Yes, sir. Like I said, it was a rush thing due to the fact they put up a fence behind, we had no parking period. When Mr. Lamb put up the fence over there, we had to move immediately. It was a very rushed thing, which that's a whole nother ordeal in itself. But I'm very sorry.
Well,
And I mean,
it's cool. I mean, y'all haven't
Yeah.
really, been
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah, but
I've been
6
praying about
o'clock.
it, so.
Oh, I
And
had,
she sits right next
No,
door.
And I don't want to stir up nothing. I know y'all are trying to do a business.
and see, that's also why we set up the building the way we did with any of the vehicles that are allowed at the moment. We had the enclosed part, we keep the cars that are being allowed, we have the building in between us. Now, the white Honda that's there, that is strictly my competition vehicle. It does not get played much. This weekend it did due to the fact it was the grand opening.
I think it was Saturday, I think it was probably the grand opening, maybe is what escalated with, and it wasn't, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
They were further on away.
I'm the same type of person that, I'm the same type of person. I have a problem, I come to. And I would like the same, I had to hear this from a third party that really doesn't
Well, you
have
gotta
anything to
understand
do
too,
with
it's
it.
Well,
like,
this,
some of us
I just got notified Saturday.
Yeah.
And so
I didn't
that's
know.
why.
But some of us would like to say something, but we're also a little afraid of retaliation.
No, ma'am, we're not.
I've had stuff
We're
thrown
just-
in my pond before, not by y'all, but,
No,
so
ma'am.
it's.
I understand your fear, but to put you where I'm at, so you know where we
Okay.
stand, we're just a whole bunch of country boys from Georgia that like loud music. That's
Well, you
really
and
about.
Vernon that don't like a lot of.
I understand that now, and I want to be able to work with the town
Right, exactly.
and make everybody happy.
That sounds
That's my
good.
thing, and I'd really like to bring, we have our other business over in Sunny Hills, and it's a pain in the butt. Having one business in Sunny Hills and one over here, and this one, because of mainly Google Maps, is doing great, because if you Google Maps from anywhere in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, it sends every one of them down 79 to go to the beach.
We know.
I know y'all know, but that's why we picked this area to do that. And this is the first time that I've had the opportunity to actually, I want to work with you. I don't want to be a nuisance. I don't want, if it's too loud, if you're not feeling well that day, just call us. Walk over there that morning. Look, I'm not feeling well. Can y'all keep it down? We'll turn it off. We had a soundboard in the one over here. When the boutique moved in, they come to us and they go, look, y'all vibrate my walls with your little soundboard. But it's like buying a pair of shoes. They're not going to spend $150 on a speaker if they can't hear it first.
That's true.
They're just not.
Right.
It's a commodity item. It's not a necessity. But they came to us, they said, look, man, you're a little loud. We just took the subs completely off the board and we just played low music. We want to work with it. I do not want to, like I said, one morning you wake up and you got a headache, you stick your head out the door. Look, not today. We'll keep it off.
Sounds good.
That's just the way we are. We're not a disrespectful group. We're not going to retaliate. You stick your head out, look, not today. We don't care. We'll turn it down. We'll turn it off.
Sounds good.
What, are y'all going to be a full-service tire shop?
We're actually going to be carrying, if we're going to have some used tires, I'm not stacking 9,000 tires across the back of that place. Say you want to buy a new
Will
set.
we be able to get a tire patch there?
Yes, we'll be able to do tire packs, tire plugs. We've already had like 6 different trailers come in there that we've had to fix trailer tires. But we're getting lifts and stuff so that we can do oil changes. We actually do car washes. It's relatively cheap. I mean, it's like $5 wash your car, $10. I mean, we don't go in your vehicle for legal reasons.
Right.
But the outside of your car, pull up, boy, and it's all hand washed. The oil changes, tires. If you want a brand new set of tires for your car, we can order them in. I mean, I've got the tire machines and lifts and stuff coming. I can patch tires, balance tires, whatever. And that's the other thing I wanted to bring up is the air guns. About the same way, they're loud. But it's only for 20, 30 minutes. It's not, we're not gonna be sitting out there just 8 hours solid, all you hear is your house rattle. I mean, that Saturday was a one-time deal. I mean, that was it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody have anything else? Does council have anything else? Mr. Goldie?
You glossed over the Public Works part, and then you went into the regular meeting. At one time, we were going to do a recruitment campaign to try to get you some help, and then I was notified that that position was filled. By what you said, does that mean you're looking for?
We have a vacant position as of today.
So you again have a need to recruit. If you guys would just send me the specs on what that person has to do to qualify for the job, we'll go ahead and get that up.
Yes, sir.
I would, since it's a topic that just came up, the other side of our business, we do storm drain, sewer drain, everything. The SC Dirt Works part side of it. We actually have a maintenance contract with Bay Point. We're the only ones certified from Tallahassee to Pensacola to go in the pipe and fix it from the inside. We're the only ones that do that. We have our own camera rig. We work with Churchwell, Mike Churchwell a lot. Normally, if he tells you he's referring somebody to come fix your problem, it's us. We've been working with him for the better part of, 15 years? I mean, we've all been in this line of work. This is just a hobby. Honestly, we've done that due to the fact we went to go buy some speakers. They ripped us off. It's just a passion of ours. We made it a business, never thought it'd be this big. This is what we do as SC Dirt Works. We do all the culverts, the concrete pipe, any kind of drainage issues. I mean, the grinder stations, we do all that.
I understand. Awesome.
I mean, we do every bit of it.
Appreciate it.
I got one thing.
Yes, sir.
On the Fred Fox topic, my bid that I wrote up, where we at with that? Is that good to go? Or, huh? I wrote the bid for the Plex. Where are we at with that? Is it good to be sent off so we can start receiving some bids? Or is it? I thought that was one of the topics that we were supposed to approve.
We'll check on it.
Huh?
We'll check on it.
Want to get that rolling.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?